welcome to this new series. I am the Custard Prophet, and this is something a little bit different. So for those of you guys who are regular watchers of this channel, you'll know Friday tends to be where we do a bit of football managing with FM19 and the rock save. But for the next 3-4 Fridays we're going to be playing this game, Buoyancy, which is a really interesting game that I've recently got off Steam. It's a city building game with a difference. As you can probably tell, it's a city building game on water. Crazy, I know, but that's the idea. So it's in early access at the minute. It's just available, I think, on Steam. If you look on YouTube, you will find some other creators who got even earlier access to this from the developers and did a couple of series themselves. So it's still in its alpha form, and they're improving it all the time. So there are a lot of things in here that aren't quite working quite yet. Apologies for the squeaking in the background. My little puppy is going crazy with a squeaky toy. Perfect for a YouTube video, isn't it? Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, first of all, we're going to name the city. We're going to use their randomizer button. Gaunt. Yeah. Well, why not? Why the hell not? So we are going to travel to Gaunt, which will be a small place to start with. Yeah, this is kind of slightly wrong because I think every picture looks exactly the same in this loading screen. So that's something they're trying to sort out. Okay, so this is what you get. You see we have a nice floating platform with a building in the middle, and that's our town centre where we store all of our goods. On the left of the screen you can see what we have to store. That's pretty much everything you can get in the game. You can see around the outside of that we've got various little people. We can zoom in, and I think the graphics on this game look pretty good actually for the sort of game that it is. We've got 10 people on the boat, and you can see on the top right you can see we've got a population bar with information about happiness, nourishment, etc, etc. So a lot of these things don't have anything in them yet. Policies, statistics, technologies, all this sort of stuff, which is going to make the game really, really interesting. But at the minute, all you can really do is build, and this is the build menu, and you've got a bunch of different stuff that you can build. The other thing that you can do is that you need resources, and you can see here in the ocean we've got various resources, and if we move the camera around you can see they're all around us, so we can use these resources by rowing towards them. So we can go towards towards this plastic resource here, and you can see someone's rowing. Oh, there he is, the guy at the front. There he is. It's not the greatest rowing action in the world. So what we need to do first of all with all of this stuff is we need to build something or some things that are going to allow us to collect things better. So what we're going to do first of all is put in, we got some, is that floating? Well, we'll go over here as well. There we go. Boom. 12 wood. Nice. It's a survivor. We're going to avoid the survivor raft at the minute, because I don't think we need anyone else at the minute. We're going to go over here for now. But what we are going to try and do is to start to put to make our let's just stop for a second. We're going to put a bridge here, which is will allow us then to pop some of these guys. So the fishing, the scavenging, the foraging shacks, if you will, and these guys are important to kind of keep away from the main city. and that's because when you put these too close together, you actually have a reduction in their efficiency. So we're going to start, I think, with a fisher, because fishing is particularly important to get right. I'm going to put that in on that side. We're going to put a scavenging hut in on that side, and we'll let them get on with it. And we'll have someone rowing. So you'll see those build up, and our 10 people, so one of them will have a sort of specialised job within those one of those things. So okay, let's see. So yeah, if we click on, so we're constructing both of these things. And it looks quite nice, doesn't it, as it's being built? But this looks quite good. I'm not quite sure why there's light over here, but there's no light over here. Seems a bit strange to me. So we've got 10 wood there. What's around us? We go out here a bit further. There's a whale out there. Oh. Yep, scavenger. So we're almost there with the scavenger, and that, so we will be able to collect wood here, but having him will allow us to do it quickly. Sorry, no, we won't be able to collect wood here because it's just a driftwood pile, but this guy, his whole job is exactly that. So this is the rate at which he collects wood or scrap metal, but when we are in this area, this suddenly increases. So you can see he's absolutely mashing through it now, getting a load of wood. So this is good. We've got a scavenger and a fisher who's getting his fish. Yep, fish come in. Look at that, nice. So we're going to pop. Where are we with wood? We've got 57 wood. We're going to put the bridge, another bridge here. Nicely done. And a forager. Now a forager is another important job. What does this do? I hear you talk about. Where's it got it? Yeah, here we go. Gathers floating seaweed and junk from the surrounding area. I'm not sure why it's different from a scavenger, but these three are fairly important to have in your early game, I think. They allow you to collect stuff for building the future things. So let's have a little look at what we've got potentially we want to build. So we've got a recycler here that allows you to sort through the junk and find plastic, chance of finding scrap metal or wood, which is useful. This allows you to use the scrap metal and make it into real metal. Then a deep diver allows you to find soil, and that's useful for your greenhouse because you need soil to be able to grow stuff, so grow grain, which can be used to make bread and stuff. Down at the bottom here you've got things for fighting, and you can have pirates coming and attacking you and stuff. In the middle you've got a bunch of other things, so a bakery, a mill, a butcher, a refinery, a brewery. A galley might be quite useful. Storehouse we don't need at the minute, and a medicine hut. Very nice, very nice. So we've got a good looking set of people. Our resource here. A second, what are we? Our resource here is, there's a load left because we were sitting outside of it. So whilst we're sort of looking at that, what else have we got over here? A sunken brewery. Well, that's got to be worth going to. A trading point, a whale, and a floating crate of resources. I think we'll go up here. See what we can get from our sunken brewery. We might need the deep diver though. Can we actually get him? We got 30. We could. We do need probably. Well, yeah, what we could do here, yeah, the evaporator is a good one as well, because we don't have any water at the minute at all. We could whack an evaporator over here. And that will allow us to, yeah, to start to gather water from the ocean. Or, I mean, to be fair, we could. It's raining now. We could just put our cups out. But that's a very important one. Also, food. Keeping on top of food is important as well. I guess with the scavenger, etc., it's going to help us to do that. But I did find in my first playthrough, that food went down rapidly, so it's best not to take on too many people too soon until you are sort of capable of getting that food and using the whale and stuff more easily. But it's looking alright, isn't it? We've got a nice little bunch of people. We're working our way through this driftwood pile. There's not much left. Oh, we've done him. We've done the driftwood pile. So we're going to go up here. Looks like there's a bit of a storm brewing. Right. So we are getting the fish in. I guess at this point we still only have a population of 12. You'll see that we start to we start to have people being born and stuff like that. One of the things I have noticed is there isn't actually any place for people to live. So God knows where they actually live. I think that's a strange thing in one of these games. You normally always have a sort of place to live. I guess they all bunk in there, but I don't know. That seems unrealistic. I think housing would be a good thing. It's definitely be a good thing. So we've got some scrap metal. What can we do here? Are we able... Let's see what we can do with the brewery. Just realised the sound was off, so apologies for that. Right, we're going to try and get the beer, I guess. Don't even know if we're capable of doing that. I wonder whether we've got the... What do we need? Drink the seawater. I think that's a bad idea. What are you doing? Drinking the... They're all getting pissed. We actually managed to get any beer? Okay, we have no metal, which is a little bit of a troublesome thing. Right, well, we're going to come off this brewery. It doesn't seem to be doing much. And we're going to come to the trading post, see if we can get some metal to finish off the evaporator, because I think we probably need some water fairly sharpish. Yeah, in the first game I played here, there was no indication of pirates. I read something saying they can appear very early in the game, and it's hard to defend. Certainly at the minute I've got nothing to defend myself. Oh, we did get some beer out of that. We got 20 beer. Well done, guys. So what can we try and sell? Right, let's see what we've got here. We'll look to trade here. with old trading posts. What we ideally want is 5 metal. That's what we want. What's going to be expensive? 3. It's worth nothing. So wood is worth quite a lot. So I think we'll get rid of the junk. We'll manage to get this elsewhere. Yeah. Right, let's do that. There we go. We've got the metal now. We'll be able to get our evaporator going. Try not to crash into the trading post. That would be good. Okay, the evaporator is up and running. So that is just going to continue to boil through seawater and get us some drinking water, which is incredibly important. So we'll come out here. We've got a thing in the sea, creative resources, load of wood. That's not bad, not bad. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this at the minute. I think we're looking fine. Is that a young lad? Yeah. I mean, we could. I don't know where you'd want to live on this here boat. Looking all right. Looking all right. What's that there? Got more. Oh, that's what we were aiming at. That is what we were aiming at. And another one over there. Here we go. Bunch of wood. Right, and so over here we can go over here. Right. So what are we going to do next? As we're sort of heading over there, I think we're going to look to get the deep diver. I think that will be useful. We need 30 wood and 20 plastic, so we need to grab some plastic. Oh, look at this. We've got a kelp, some skullfish. We'll yeah, we'll come in here, get this stuff, and then we're going to kind of sit over here for a little bit and sort of gather up some food for the guys. So we've got some scrap metal. It'd be nice to be able to do something with that. But we're going to sit here. We've got fish, which is excellent. Now the question is, do we try? We've got 77 wood. Do we put another fisher there? Because fish are particularly useful. You know what, I think we do. I think we do. We put another fishman in there. We've got a population of 12. We could do with picking up someone, I reckon. Because if you think we've got 4 specialists that are needed for a test. I thought we'd have more than that. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe that's going to turn to 5. So we're doing alright. Doing alright. Bringing the seaweed in. Bringing the fish in. So we've depleted the kelp forest. We got the extra fishing place. What a school of fish. and we've depleted that now. So let's move on. Let's move on. Onwards and upwards, guys. Onwards and upwards. There's nothing around us actually at this point. I think we need to go up here. Right. And I think that is as good a place to put a... Oh, what's this? A trash pile. Well, we'll sit in there. I think this is as good a place to put a cut in as any. So we've built everything up quite nicely. We've got a school of fish there. Nice. We'll hopefully get some plastic out of this. So we'll continue to do this, and hopefully, you guys will come back for the next instalment when we will look to build this out a little bit more. We're going to get some more resources. I think we're going for the free dive or the diver next up. We're going to look to expand the colony a little bit in terms of people. Got 12 at the minute, but maybe we'll push that a little bit further up. You see the water's really coming in, and maybe we'll try and once we got that diver, we should be able to then look to get the greenhouse and other things like that, grow some hops and things, which should be excellent. Okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Are you playing this game already? Have you got some tips? What should I be doing? What shouldn't I be doing? What are you looking forward to when this game is finally comes out fully? I'm really interested to see what the technologies and policies and things like that are, and how that affects the gameplay. That's a kelp forest as well. But until then, I will disappear, but I will see you next time. Thank you very much for coming along. Goodbye.